All right, we're live. So welcome back to Dapp University. So today we got a lot to cover in our live stream. We're going to talk about a $100,000 airdrop that was released yesterday. We're talking about a lot of other news that's happened in this space. There's a bunch of updates that's going on with the SEC investigation, not SEC investigation, but the SEC clashing with Coinbase over their lend product and what this means for all of crypto. We're going to answer some of your questions, look at the cryptocurrency prices, and a lot more. So if you're new around here, hey, I'm Gregory, and on this channel, I turn you into a blockchain master. So if that's something that you're interested in, then smash that like button down below for the YouTube algorithm and subscribe to this channel. And if you want to learn how to master blockchain step-by-step start to finish, then head on over to dappuniversity.com/bootcamp to get started today. Last but not least, I think I'm sending this video designed to be financial advice, and there's lots of scammers down in the comment section below. Just ignore them. Like, I'll never give you my phone number or ask you to invest with me. So we got people jumping in the chat here. We got Automatic Beats, Culture Hives, Todd, Brad, Watermelon, Lee, Surajat, Egghead, Alan, Francis, Crypto Ref, Brother. Welcome. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into this. So yesterday, we finally had a release of an airdrop for dYdX, okay? So first of all, what is an airdrop? An airdrop is essentially in crypto whenever people just give you tokens, all right? They just take your crypto wallet and they just deposit tokens into it, or they let you claim tokens based on a whitelist of people who are pre-selected to do that. So we've seen several different airdrops on this channel. Last year, one of the most famous airdrops was the Uni airdrop for Uniswap. So I made a video about that when it came out. Basically, you could have gotten like $10,000 in free crypto if you'd use Uniswap with different addresses. And yesterday, we saw the release finally of the dYdX airdrop for their governance token. When this airdrop was worth up to $100,000, depending on how much you used it. So this is pretty crazy. Right? This is like one of those times when things that happen in crypto are stranger than fiction. Some people are getting airdropped insane amounts of money. And so if you've been a user of dYdX in the past, you've met certain criteria, then you definitely want to go check this out, okay? And if you watch this channel, there's, I know there's a restriction on people in the United States for this type of thing, so that may have prevented you from using dYdX in the past. But if you've been through any of our trainings and you've done any of the flash loans that we've kind of worked on, we've used dYdX as a provider for those pretty significantly. And so, that might have gotten you into dYdX. We've done some coverage of dYdX in the Blockchain Mastery Program. So if this has been on your radar, then hey, you might be eligible for this, and I would definitely go check. So it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. So we have things still heating up, with the SEC and Coinbase. We're seeing lots of discussion about this. We talked about it previously on this channel. Basically, Coinbase is trying to release their lend product where you can earn USDC on this, okay? And, take USDC and earn a competitive interest rate on it compared to what you would on your bank account. And, we saw Brian Armstrong, CEO of Coinbase, talk about this. Basically, they built this feature, to where you could earn 4% on USDC, and then they were just like literally talking to the SEC, like, hey, we're about to release this. We're just basically trying to make sure that we're compliant. And they came back and were like, hey, you can't do this. Like, we're going to sue you for all these reasons. So we looked at that in the live stream, but we're seeing lots of people kind of come back at this, kind of offering opinions on what should happen. And one of the most vocal on this right now has been Mark Cuban. Of course, he's been a big advocate for crypto. Got a lot of experience in the space, especially dealing with regulators like this. So here's what he's saying. He's saying it's basically important for Coinbase to be aggressive in their engagement with the SEC. It's better for the industry that they take on the SEC rather than the SEC go after a small decentralized entity and get a quick judgment that becomes a law of the land for DeFi. So I think that's important too. And this is kind of what I've talked about with this is basically, you kind of have to wonder, like, why would you go after Coinbase who's trying to be compliant, right? Well, it's because they're a big, like, when we've got all these other scams in crypto, right? You've got all these rug pulls, all these things that are literally defrauding investors. But if you're talking about the SEC, like with Coinbase, Coinbase is a publicly traded company who's done a lot of things, by the books. And so a big reason for this is basically, well, if you can go after a big guy and then the little guys see how they were treated, then that can kind of set the tone for the entire industry. I think that resonates with what he's saying here. Is basically you don't want them to come in and just get a quick judgment on Coinbase, and now that sets the tone for everything else that's happening in the space, especially with decentralized finance or DeFi. And so So Mark's follow-up to this is the worst case is that the SEC sets a judgment that cripples crypto DeFi and moves it even further offshore, killing possibly trillions of dollars in economic benefit to the United States. We need exemptions like the internet got in the 90s, so call your congressperson. So yeah, I resonate a lot with what Mark is saying here. And, even if you don't live in the United States, this is still important because likely what happens with the SEC here and these types of rulings can set a tone for other Western countries in the very least. And so, yeah, I think it's a big deal, All right, so let's go ahead and check on the crypto markets. So got people on the... Let's see the questions here. Okay, so let's just see here. Check out the crypto markets. Okay, so if you've been watching the live streams, we've been talking about kind of what could be happening here in the short term. Let me actually just pull up a little more advanced chart. 1 second here. Let's pull up. I'm going to pull up the Bitcoin chart just to kind of see how everything's hanging out with the moving averages. So, of course, we saw this pretty nasty correction the other day across all markets. Crypto. My opinion that I've expressed in the live streams is that, I saw this a lot as a leverage blow up. Of course, there's like markets have so many reasons about why price goes in a certain direction that, it's hard to build like a super solid narrative that covers every aspect of the situation. But I do think that leverage was a significant factor here. We've seen the cost of leverage go up. We've seen the use of leverage go up like crazy. And then a lot of that leverage got completely flushed out like in an hour in this day here. We saw this massive red candle. So I'm still maintaining a bullish bias in the entire space. I think people are still hungry for gains. I think we're still seeing rapid adoption. Okay. And for those reasons, I'm still bullish. And with that being said, nothing has changed in that regard. And therefore I see the latest correction that we saw here is kind of short-term noise. We've seen some other analysts talking about price predictions for just insanely high prices for Bitcoin, Ether, and others, right? And if those are even close to true, then, the short-term movement here is really just noise. I'm still maintaining my 100K Bitcoin, 10K Ether price targets, and even if those are true, which I think they are, then the short-term is still pretty much noise. So we can check on some of the other. That being said, so like, could basically we have? Could prices go lower in the short term? Of course they could. I don't have any guarantee on like when we're gonna start seeing new all-time highs or anything like that. I still think it's relatively soon on the grand scheme of things. But we could be in this period for a little while where people are still a little bit freaked out before people just get kind of hungry and greedy for gains again. We could see some consolidation of these price levels. We could go down. Again, a lot of that's really just noise when I'm thinking on much longer time frames. So let's see here. Somebody says, because NFT activity is reduced, so NFT investors and creators are rethinking their positions with ETH because gas fees, looking at Phantom and Solana. I think there's definitely new stuff happening on Solana. The problem is right now, if you FOMO into Solana and you start buying the coins just because you like what's going on, like, you got a long way to fall. You got a long way to fall. I'm not saying that's necessarily going to happen. I'm just talking about what's risk reward here. Like if you're buying at an insane all-time high, like you've never never had prices anywhere close to this level, and so if it corrects, like who knows like when you'd ever get back at this level again. I'm not saying that this is the top for Solana. I mean, Solana could go to $1,000 or beyond. I don't know. But I'm talking about risk reward, still pretty risky. So getting this Solana at $30. That's pretty good. Does ERC20 token transfer trigger a fallback of a contract? No, it does not. Only Ether transfers. All right, so another interesting development is we saw this pop up yesterday. So Ukraine is the latest country to legalize Bitcoin as the cryptocurrency slowly goes global. So this is a big deal. So we still have countries where cryptocurrency's basically been illegal, all right, but now we're seeing those that get better. So in a nearly unanimous vote, which is also good for the tone here, the Ukrainian parliament adopted a law that legalizes and regulates cryptocurrency. So the bill set into motion in 2020 and now heads to the desk of the president here. So until today, dealing in crypto in Ukraine had existed in a legal gray area. So now we have total legal clarity on this, and this, in my opinion, this is a total win. And it really helps space out for sure. So internationally, what impact do you think the SEC's decision will have? I mean, it's hard to say, but it's one of those things that, like, they're setting the tone for how lawmakers look at crypto projects. I mean, other countries look at what other countries do, particularly Western countries. Did I see Vitalik's proposal for NFTs on Layer 2? Yeah, I did. Do you know when Coinbase plans allowing you to access your staked ETH2? Probably whenever the merge happens, would be my guess. So let's see here. So how will ETH 2.0 affect dApps? So ETH 2.0 shouldn't have a significant effect on dApps in terms of, like, you have to change stuff to move over. So like with Ethereum 2.0 merge, basically going to merge two blockchains into one. So we have Ethereum 2.0 that's set up right now that's running in a separate environment, and then you have Ethereum 1.0 now. And effectively what's going to happen is you're going to take the Ethereum 2.0 that's getting set up right now, it's got proof of stake running on it, and you take Ethereum 1.0 that's running proof of work, and then you just merge them together. That's what the merge is. So everything that's on Ethereum 1.0 right now is going to get merged over with the second thing, and then proof of stake is going to get turned on. And both of those states are going to exist together. So that being said, we're not going to have, like, people worry, are you going to get double coins whenever this happens? No, you're not going to get double coins. Your coins aren't going to have in value or anything like that. You're not going to have to do anything to migrate over to Ethereum 2.0 in the sense of, like, your address is going to have a balance there. Your smart contracts are going to have history, all that type of stuff. This is going to be a developer as well as a trader. So he has lots of developers who are also traders. I would definitely recommend focusing the majority of your time on crafting your skill, especially if you're a beginner. My whole thing about trading is being really good at trading. Like if you're doing a lot of active trading, it requires a lot of your time. Okay. And so it's very active. It's very attention intensive. It requires a lot of your attention. Is what I'm trying to say, and in your time, right, and your money. So it requires everything, and there's a lot of downside risk to trading. Like you could lose everything. So it's like trading is like a job, but it's like a job you can lose money at. Think about how you can spend your time in a way that you're not going to lose money with your time, and that's what your technical skills can give you. So you can do some trading if you want to, but honestly, like for most people, like if you're going to actually do any active trading, like swing trading is probably a better bet than just like sitting there doing active, trading all the time, especially if you have, high value coding skills. And a lot of people who trade lose money. Like net lose money. I don't mean like lose some money and then make some wins and their wins cover their losses. I mean, a lot of people just straight up lose money trading. And like to me, like you're in a situation where the world is completely changing in how we use this technology, and these prices are probably going to be significantly higher than they are today, and relatively soon on the grand scheme of things. And so like, why would you want to lose your ticket on that rocket ship by like trying to make a bunch of moves and time the market and completely blow your account? Especially when we've got another way to make more money. Like you could just spend all your time, like if you were trying to, if your main goal was to like really get a high return on crypto, like you could just be a developer, get a good pay, and then like keep your expenses super low and then just dump everything into crypto. Like that would be better use of your time and probably have a higher ROI than trying to like trade your way there. Unless you're an amazing trader. And if you're an amazing trader already, then like probably not asking that question. Somebody says, just think the total crypto market cap is about the same as Apple and same room to grow across the board. Yeah, totally. Somebody says, how much will Solana increase tomorrow? It's a good question. The thing about trading is like there's a lot of downtime when you're trading too. You're like going in and setting up things, and then you just wait. Wait to see if you're right. Let's see here. All right, everybody. It's probably going to be a shorter stream for today. I'm going to answer one more question, then I'm going to jump off here. Somebody says what RPC to use instead of Infura as it does not allow access to the mempool. There's lots of different things out there. I mean, you could definitely run your own node if you really wanted to. It's pretty intense, but you could do it. You can look into other services like Alchemy, QuickNode. There's other node as a service providers. All right, everybody, that's all I got for today. As always, smash that like button down below for the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. That really helps these videos out so that more people can learn about blockchain. And if you're as fast at this technology as I am, you want to get your hands dirty, how can you start it today? Well, you can go to my YouTube homepage. You can find my free courses there. They're like Udemy courses, but they're totally free. And if you like those and you want to take the next step, or hey, maybe you want to take a master shortcut entirely, I can show you how to become a blockchain master step by step, start to finish, over at dappuniversity.com/bootcamp. You don't have to be an expert to get started today. I've helped people with zero coding experience become real world blockchain developers in a matter of months. So that's all I've got. And until next time, thanks for watching Dapp University.